Hello everyone, this is Yogesh and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to talk about some access specifiers, right? So yeah, this is a very important topic and I think that you should know this thing because this is a very important topic, right? So yeah, let's start. But before that, I will highly recommend that if you're new to our channel, then please subscribe this channel. And I think this will be helpful for you as well as me as well. And please subscribe this channel if you have not subscribed till now, and press the bell icon so that you will be notified first when we upload our new videos, right? And also go through some previous videos of this oops concept, right? As well as if you don't know basics of Java, then you can go through that as well. That will really help you, right? So let's start. If you want to understand what is access specifiers, so like we can say that what is actually an access specifier. So we can say that either a function, right? Either a function, or you can say that or either any variable, right? So we have any variable, any function. So what are their scope, right? So basically to decide a scope, like we can say that a variable and a function scope can vary, right? Can vary. So we can assign their scope. Now you will say, what is scope? So basically you can say that a variable, so from which classes, from where which locations I can use this variable, right? So that is a scope. Like if I want to use this variable from any another class, from any another package, I will explain what is package. So if I want to use this from any different locations, so like it is not public, right? That is we cannot use from all the locations, right? It can happen that this variable is some important variable, some sensitive data. It is storing some sensitive data, so you cannot access this from all the locations. So we will give some access to this variable so that we can use this, we can access this variable from some limited locations, right? So that is known as scope of a variable, right? So we can say that access specifier basically to decide the scope of a variable or a function, right? So let's see what are the access specifiers which are available. So first of the access specifier is public. So first access specifier is public, and one is private, third is protected, and the fourth which is default. Default, we can say in Java we have a default access specifier as well. So like today I wanted to explain you related to public and private in a much better way, because private requires some concept of subclasses. I guess after inheritance you will be able to understand that. So like today let's discuss public and private with an example, right? And after completing inheritance I will make a table and I will explain you the difference between public, private, protected and default, right? So let me give an example. Like we can say an example of a smartphone, right? So like I explained you already an example related to the phone. So we have a lot of features, right? We have some features in a phone. So let's consider one features. So we have a camera, right, having some megapixels, right? We can have storage, right, that is ROM. We can have any different storage. We can have a RAM, right? So phone can have a different any RAMs, right? So let's consider for a particular smartphone, that is your smartphone has 16 megapixel camera, okay, having 4 GB of RAM, sorry, not 4 GB, RAM is below, storage is 32 GB of storage and 4 GB of RAM, right? So let's consider a smartphone which is having 16 megapixel of camera, 32 GB of storage and 4 GB of RAM, right? So these are the features of a particular smartphone. Now if I want to increase the storage or increase the RAM, like in front of you have a smartphone, right? If you want to increase the storage and RAM, can you do that thing? Like are you able to, like in front you can see the screen only, right? So how you will increase the RAM or storage if you want to increase those things? So for that I guess there is no access towards you, right? So you will not able to increment those things. For that you have to remove the back panel and all. You have to dismantle the smartphone, and from there you will get the RAM and ROM wala chip. You have to remove that, you have to insert a new one, but from where you will get the new one, right? So first of all, you don't have the permission to remove the back panel. Like you can do, but I think it will it is of no use, right? So basically we can say that you manually you cannot increment the RAM and ROM. That can be increased by some professionals, right? From companies professional. You cannot simply upgrade your RAM and ROM. Manually you cannot perform. You will require some professional to do that, right? So basically, to increment these things to RAM and storage, to increment this thing, like I'll give an example, bro. So to increment this thing, you don't have the access. So users don't have the access, but professionals can increment those things. So I can say like I am restricting some scope of this RAM and storage variable, right? So let's see an example through the code, right? So let's implement this through a code. So like I am maintaining a class. Let's make a class of phone. We have some variables. So first of all, I'm making it as a public, right? So public access specifier means we have some access specifiers, right? Public, private, protected, and default. So public means we can use the variable from anywhere, from a class, from a particular package, from subclasses, from anywhere, right? So like you wanted to know what is package, so we can say that it is a kind of a container which contains some related classes together, right? So like I have prepared one more package. So just a second, let me remove this. We are getting error. So you can see that I have written on code library, right? So this is one package. I have written a code. So this is also my one more package. If I go towards this, so we have a class, right? So in this like you can see that it's written package com.code. So this is my package name as com.code, and inside this I can write a lot of related classes, right? And this is inside my code library, right? This is, so its package name is com.code library. So in this also we can write a lot of classes and all, right? So we'll show that, but let us complete this part, that is this phone wala part, like private and public. So let me take public. Okay, let's take public and camera, right? Let's take this and take one more thing, that is storage. We have storage. Let's implement this. Okay, so we have and RAM, right? So we have three datas, right? Now let's now we want to update, like what are the values we want to assign. So we can simply write public void. So I'm making this function also as public. So set data, I want to set the data to all this stuffs. So we can write camera, storage, and RAM, right? And inside this I will update this dot camera is equals to camera. We will update this dot storage equals to storage, and this dot RAM is equals to RAM. Fine. So with this function I will able to update all these three informations which variables which are there inside this class. Now let's make one more class through which we will able to get the datas, right? We will able to get the datas, that is we will able to print. So let's try to print. We will print camera, right? So let's print the different information as well, that is storage. We are printing, so we are printing storage, and we are printing RAM. Okay, I'm printing three information through this get data function. Now let's try to create one object, right? So let's try to create an object. So phone. So you see that after the phone in the recommendation, you can see that a package is showing you, right? So we are taking this class from this package. So phone is equals to new phone, right? So my object is created right now. Like simply I can use this variable and we can directly use this function, that is set data. So in recommendation also we are getting this set data. So I'm setting 16 megapixel of camera, 16 megapixel camera. We have 32 GB of storage and 4 GB of RAM. So you can see that some recommendation are showing this is my camera, this is my storage, this is my RAM, right? Now I want to print this information. So phone dot get data, that's it. So if I try to run this program, so let's see the output. So in the output we can see that we have camera 16 megapixel, storage 32 GB of RAM, and storage 32 GB, and RAM is 4 GB, right? Now I want to update the things, like I want to update RAM and storage. So simply I can what I can perform is that I can do phone dot RAM is equals to, simply I can upgrade my RAM to 6 GB, and I can update phone dot storage, like you know now with the variable, with this object I can directly access the variables of the class, right? So simply I can upgrade to 64 GB of storage. So now if I now print the things, so both the information will get updated. So we can see that storage is now 64 and RAM is 6 GB. So I guess this permission should not be allowed, right? This permission should not be allowed. So for that, what we have to do is that, let me remove these two things. So for that, what I will make the storage and RAM as private. I will make these two guys as private. So let's make these two guys as private. So now when I have written private in storage and private in RAM, so I cannot access these things in a package. Like I can, so what is private means? So private means you can access these variables or functions inside its class only. So in whatever in class we are writing this private functions or variables, we can use inside that class only. We cannot use in a package, that is in different classes of a same package. So all the classes like main and phone are both inside a package of com.code library, so I cannot use that inside different classes. So let's try to use let's try to check this thing. So storage and RAM are private, so let's try to do I will do phone dot, now what I will try to do is that I will do RAM. So you can see that we are not getting the recommendation. I can get the camera, I am getting dot camera, I am getting, but dot RAM I am not getting. But if I forcefully, if I try to write like this, so you can see that an error is showing, right? An error is showing, red color is saying that RAM has private access. RAM has private access, so we cannot update. If I try to do some more stuff, that is phone dot storage, so we were not getting the recommendation. If I try to update the storage also, we will not able to do, because it's showing in red color that is saying it is of private type. That's why, right? So we cannot perform these things, correct? But if we again change it to public, then we can perform this. If we change it to public, then simply we don't have any issue and we can perform this. So I get I think this example was very good for you all to understand the public and private, right? Specifically these two things. So public can be accessed from anywhere, and private you can access only inside a particular class where you have defined those variables and functions, right? So public and private is, I think it is clear with this, a very good example, I guess, right? And default and protected, I'm not going right now, because protected required the concept of subclasses, which I will cover after inheritance, right? So I will make a table wala video in which I will explain the difference between all these four things, right? So this was a thing in the today's video related to access specifier. I guess you've understood everything. If you've understood, then please hit that like button, right? And yeah, that's it. Let's meet in some another video. Tab tak ke liye, bye bye.